Internet trolling became popular just a few short years ago with the organization of the hacktivist group Anonymous, more specifically their subset LulzSec, whose entire goal in life was just to get the LOLs or LOLs out of life by trolling individuals online. This is when trolling became popularized and soon was recognized as an opportunity by corporations and governments to produce their own agenda. This government-sponsored trolling is exactly what investigative journalist Adrian Chen examines, and he'll do anything to get the story, including going to St. Petersburg, Russia, to investigate the agency. No, the Russian agency, which is a state-sponsored media group that creates fake identities for its employees online to troll different organizations and push the Russian agenda. Concerning his investigation of the agency, Adrian's credibility relies mostly on his extensive experience in the area of internet trolling, as well as his insider information, coming mostly from Miss Ludmila Savchuk, a former employee at the agency, as well as his first-hand experience staking out the agency and even getting the opportunity to go inside. Additionally, we can tell that Adrian has built up a sort of tolerance to internet trolling when he finds out just a short time after he leaves Russia that an article was published about him concerning his meeting with a neo-Nazi who he believed to be the brother of the woman he was interviewing. He takes this all in stride, and we see his investigation in a better light because of it, as we see that he is not as easily affected as many of us may be about public slander because he has been introduced to the world of trolling long before this instance. Additionally, that point, along with the very first anecdote that Adrian tells about the Colombian chemical plant scare, illustrates the main point of this entire article, that trolling does happen, and that it's utilized by some very powerful entities to promote their agenda. Following, we have to be aware of this, and in all cases, need to view whatever we see on the internet with a critical light. Otherwise, we may be subjected to unfair biases created by those who aren't actually who they say they are. Personally, I've followed things like this in the past, and so I'm not surprised by reading this article. Some people may be. Additionally, I originally thought that Adrian perhaps was not as objective as a lens as he could have been. However, further research into both the context of the Russian agency and Adrian's prior experience with trolls really illustrates the extent to which he is a viable source. Nevertheless, it is my increased level of comfort with the subject matter that may make me more susceptible to its consequences. This is because I do not view trolling as a shocking occurrence. I recognize it as an everyday part of life. The same may apply to Adrian. Because this is part of his job, he is become desensitized to trolling, and therefore he may not recognize it in all cases. Accordingly, whenever we're on the internet, we simply have to keep our eyes open. We have to look for trolls in the same way that we would look for danger while walking down a dark street. If we keep our eyes open, we won't be as susceptible to biases, nor will we be as susceptible to the consequences of trolling. Thank you for listening.